Hey guys, and thank you for hopping on our quick Monday night What is Beachbody Coaching opportunity call. My name is Leslie Kortes, and I am a 7-star diamond Beachbody coach. I started because I thought I could maybe earn a couple of bucks and help a few friends. And to this day, about 2.5 years later, this has turned into a full-time job for me. I not only get to play stay-at-home mom, but I get to play business owner, friend, mentor, accountability partner, Beachbody coach. And it's one of the coolest things I get to do on a daily basis besides running around with my little kids. But really tonight, I just want to share with you what this opportunity is all about, maybe what it could be about for you. And I'd also love for you to hear the story of one of my coaches on the line with me tonight, Carolyn Lewis. And she's going to share a little bit of her journey with you and where she is today. So let's go over the basics here. This call is going to give you a little bit of everything. So if you have questions when it's done, make sure to get with the coach who referred you here tonight so that they can answer everything else that you're a little unsure of. So I'm sure most of you guys have heard of a lot of our programs. You know, P90X, Insanity, Turbo Fire, Brazil Butt Lift, Body Beast. P90X3 is launching tomorrow. P25, you name it. Beachbody is the #1 at-home fitness company out there. We're also the creators of Shakeology. Plus, we have fitness apparel, fitness gear, workout supplements, and more. So as a Beachbody coach, you'd have a website in which you earn a portion of sales made on those items. So it is a really great company if you want to get fit or you're already into health and fitness. And I think what I really liked about Beachbody the most was that they were about the whole picture. Fitness plus nutrition plus support equals success. They really took a balanced approach to getting healthy and fit. You know, no quick fixes, no weird diet pills, just about making it a lifestyle, which I really appreciated. I don't know about you guys, but I've struggled with my weight on and off since about, I'd say, 6th grade. I remember 6th grade being I was already getting on the scale to check my weight. In 6th grade, I think that's pretty young. By the time I got to high school, I was restricting calories, barely eating, always trying to lose weight, you name it. All those silly high school girl things. By the time I left for college, I was 105 pounds. At that point, I just sort of dealt with the stresses of college by eating. And that's really when I started to realize that I used food a lot to control my life. When I was upset with myself, I wouldn't eat. When I was happy or really stressed out, I would eat. So it was one of those things where food really started to control my life. I made it through college, got my first job, and life settled in. I found myself 20 pounds heavier than usual. Not that long after, I found myself in love. Met my husband now of almost 10 years, and we got married. And we had an amazing wedding, and, got into my size 6 wedding dress and then proceeded to put on those comfortable first 10 pounds once we got married. Really wasn't that big of a deal. I was still happy, and I think at that time that's what mattered. But health and fitness were not a priority in my life. We ate out a lot and ate all kinds of prepackaged food, and working out while working full-time just was never a priority for us. We got pregnant and had our first daughter, Audrey, who is now like 6.5. And she was just like the first light of our life. But at the end of having a baby, I found myself with a completely different body and home with a baby that mostly slept all day. I left my job to be a stay-at-home mom and slowly realized that leaving the corporate world to stay at home with a newborn baby all day was really sort of lonely. And I had no idea that she would sleep most of the day and that I would kind of be by myself watching TV or whatever. So I took up baking and cooking, which I thought at the time would be something really great. But it just turns out that, again, I was stressed, I was lonely, I was bored. Because obviously me becoming a stay-at-home mom was a financial sacrifice for us. So I worried about things like the mortgage payment and, car loan and debt. So I just started eating. And I ate my feelings and I ate my emotions. And I woke up a year later at 185 pounds. I basically gained all of the weight I'd lost after having our first daughter. It wasn't until I decided, maybe we'd want to have another baby, I should lose some weight, get healthy. At the time, I would have told you I was overweight when clinically I was really obese. And I thought that's no way to start a pregnancy. And so I decided I was going to walk, I was going to eat better, I was going to do something to lose the weight. Well, about a month later, I found out we were pregnant with our second. Finley was born, and she was the second light of our life and our total troublemaker. But at that point, I just really became bound and determined to change my lifestyle, our habits. It needed to change. I sat there and looked at these two little adorable girls that were going to look up to me as a role model for the rest of their life. And I thought, what the heck am I doing? I'm abusing food. I'm treating my body like trash. I had all sorts of negative self-talk. I was obsessed with the scale. I hated the way I looked, my shape, and the way I felt from the inside out. I knew I wasn't feeding it anything remotely healthy. And I just thought, I don't want these girls growing up. I don't want them hitting their teenage years obsessed with the scale and worrying about their weight. I want them to believe that for the rest of their life, they could be active and healthy and fit and just eat foods that are good and real. And that if I could do this and make this fun and get my whole family involved, that we could be the healthy, happy family that I wanted for them. So I embarked on this little mission. I thought, I'm gonna get fit. And I really had no idea where to start. I was not comfortable headed to a gym. Nope. I did not want to be in a class with all the fit little girls, and I didn't want to be in the weight room with all the guys. So I honestly checked out P90X because I knew it was an at-home workout program, but I saw it was 60 to 90 minutes a day, and I just thought, oh my gosh, I have two little kids. I don't have time for that. But the greatest thing happened. It led me to finding the second program that I ended up falling in love with, Chalene Extreme, who is by the creator Chalene Johnson. If you guys have heard of Turbo Jam or Turbo Kick, she actually created Chalene Extreme, which is sort of just some weightlifting, so strength training and cardio and a little yoga thrown in. And she was a mom and a wife, and she has kids, and I just thought, yep, you know what, I think I'm going to click with this. And so I saved up all of my Christmas money back in December of 2010, and on December 26th of that year, I purchased Chalene Extreme, and I was like, I'm going to do this. I'm starting brand new year, new me, here we go. Well, I did. Got everything just in time to start on January 1st of 2011. The first workout nearly killed me. It made me realize how completely out of shape, how far I had let myself go. But it just made me even more bound and determined to stick to it. I was going to do it one day at a time and finish what I started for once in my life. So I looked up about 30 days later, and I was already down 6 pounds, but more astonishingly, 9 inches. I was hooked, you guys. So I decided to kick it up a notch. What if I do more with my eating? What if I really cleaned it up? What if we had more salads and more grilled chicken and more veggies and more fruit and less stuff out of a box? So I tried it, and more weight came off and more inches came off. Then I had this little thought, what if I started Shakeology? And I'll be honest with you guys, at the time, I'd already picked up some cheapo protein powder from the grocery store, and I was like, this will be good enough. But it didn't give me the energy I need. It didn't really taste that good either. And I heard all these people raving about Shakeology, and I thought, all right, I'll try it. And I know I put that first bag on a credit card. We don't really have the money for me to be spending, as a coach even, $3 a meal is what it is, which is how I ended up justifying it to myself. I was like, I am not going to Starbucks or Subway or anything like that this entire month. Shakeology is my lunch, and boom, grocery budget, and I'm done. And so I got it, and I fell in love. I was like, I get to have chocolate every day, and it tastes delicious, and it's a milkshake. And I'm staying on track. Well, that month that I added in Shakeology, I ended up losing 12 pounds. I was hooked for life, you guys. I felt so amazing. I ended up ending Chalene Extreme, losing just over 20 pounds, 21 inches total, and 10% body fat. That was a third of my body fat in 3 months, in 90 days. Completely changed my life. Because if you told me almost 3 years ago now, when I started that program, that I would be here tonight talking on this call with you, or that I would be, a Start Diamond coach, or that I would be ranked the number in the top 20 out of all the Beachbody Coach, I would have laughed in your face. I didn't have confidence. I didn't really believe in myself. I didn't really think I could do something like this. I didn't think I could be my own boss, have my own business, or do anything all that spectacular with my life. That transformation changed me from the inside out. And that's why I decided to become a Beachbody Coach. At the time, I just thought, if I could make a little bit of money or cover my Shakeology, or I get a discount, or help a couple of girlfriends get started on a program or with their Shakeology, that would just mean the world to me. I could help some of my friends or some other moms that were just feeling so wayward with their life. If I could do that, yep, sign me up. It was worth the $39.95. Yep, $40 to sign up. I was like, yeah, let's just do it. So on a random, very cold, snowy Tuesday afternoon, a lot like probably tomorrow is going to be, I signed up to be a Beachbody Coach. And I was totally nervous and sweaty and oh my God, what did I just do at the time? But I thought, don't know if you don't try. I would have never known if I hadn't tried that program for Shakeology. So I was having a pretty good track record with the company, all right? So I thought, what do I have to lose? I've got nothing to lose. So I went for it. Well, I ended up making my first 2 sales my first day as a coach. I helped 2 friends pick out a program and talk to them about Shakeology. And my first paycheck as a coach was $83. I was like, oh my God, I just made $83. That basically almost covers my Shakeology for the month. In 1 week, I did that. And I just helped some friends, and it was so fun. So at that point, I told my husband, I was like, by the way, I signed up to be a Beachbody Coach, but don't worry, honey, I already made my money back. And I'm like, and by the way, I have this goal. I was thinking I could make $100 a week, and that would help us with groceries and getting the girls new shoes for school, and, we could, buy more diapers. My goals weren't very big at the time, but I thought at the time, $400 would have changed everything. I mean, we couldn't even refinance our home loan at the time because we were so underwater, that we were overpaying on our mortgage. We had credit card debt and car loans and a student loan, and I saw no way out. As a stay-at-home mom with 2 little girls, one in diapers, I saw no way out. And so honestly, this little light at the end of the tunnel called Beachbody Coaching was possibly my way out. Whether I was going to make $400 a month, $4,000 a month, or over $8,000 a month. That's your choice and what you want to do with it and how big you want to dream. Now, I'll tell you, 2 years ago, I looked and heard of those coaches that made $1,000 or $2,000 or $4,000 a week, and I thought, nope. How could I ever do that? I am just this stay-at-home mom who lives in a small town, who has 200 Facebook friends, and is not very confident. But if you invest in yourself and you become a coach and you begin not only transforming your own life, but investing in the lives of others, it will change you from the inside out. It is perhaps the best accountability I could ever asked for. I ended up going on to lose like 60 pounds. It was probably my fittest ever in my 30s. How crazy is that? Probably more fit than I was in high school. I got my husband hooked. He lost 30 pounds. He has a six-pack. I'm totally jealous of him because I think it's completely unfair that men can do that so much faster than us. I've been able to take my family on vacations. Because we haven't gone on a vacation in 8 years. 8 years. And I earned a trip with Beachbody my first year as a coach. And I was able to take my husband on a trip to the Bahamas. This year, we took our girls to Disney World. Next year, we're going on a cruise. I had never traveled like that. We took a vacation. We took a honeymoon after we got married that I put on a credit card. I never knew something like this existed. That I could just share my story and help others. And I think that's what I love about coaching so much, is that it's not about sales, and it's not about just getting the people to buy stuff from you. Because if it was, I think I would feel pretty icky about the job I have. For me, it's getting to know and form a relationship with other people and help them achieve their goals, see them go on to continue and change their life. That is why I'm a Beachbody coach. That's why I love what I do every single day of the week. So, if you guys have a little bit of time, I want you to hear my girl Carolyn's story because I think it's pretty cool. She's had an amazing transformation with Insanity. She is an Emerald coach, working her way to Diamond in 2014. So, Carolyn, if you are there, you can hit *6 to unmute yourself, and we're ready for you.
I'm here.
All right.
So, I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I've basically just been heavy my whole life. I come from a family that is very fit, and I was the oddball out. Literally the ball. I was very round when everybody else was pretty stick-like, and never felt comfortable in my own skin. Through my teenage years, I developed a sense of humor to compensate for my lack of looks to compare with my girlfriends. And by the time I was 18, even though I had pretty low self-esteem, I fell in love and got married and had a daughter by the time I was 19, Mia. We did get married really young. and it was very rocky. Pretty early into the relationship, I felt he was my soulmate, but I just didn't know what I would be giving up when I got married. So, at such a young age, and we just had so much in common. Then that included eating and playing video games and watching movies. And I started packing on the pounds, and I put on about 100 pounds with the pregnancy, and never took it off. So I was in my early 20s, very, very overweight, obese, with a little girl, and my marriage was kind of falling apart because we didn't know how to communicate with each other. And a couple years went by, and the marriage just crumbled into nothing, and it was devastating to me. That whole time I had been putting on more weight and fallen into a really, really deep depression, and I didn't know where I was going to go from there, because I've always been the kind of person who never reached out for help when I needed it. I just kind of internalized all my pain and ate my feelings, as Leslie said she did too. I'm sure a lot of people do that. When the marriage fell apart, I just got into the worst depression of my life. And devastatingly, I decided that the only thing that I could do, because I felt so worthless, was to walk away from my life. And I did that. I know it's hard to imagine that a mother could walk away from her child, but sometimes protecting your child means protecting them from you if you're the thing that's hurting them. And I didn't want my daughter to see how bad of a person I felt that I was. So I went on a search for something, myself, happiness, love, anything that would, bring me out of this deep dark hole that I was in. And I moved across the country, and it didn't get any better. I never found what I was looking for. I just kept eating and binging, and then I'd starve myself for months on end, and it all came to a crescendo when I attempted to take my life by swallowing a bunch of sleeping pills. I just felt like I had nothing to live for. And at that point, that I realized that I had to do something. I met my current partner, Sean, a few weeks later, and I decided that I needed to come back to Florida to be with my daughter, because that was the hole that was in me, was because she wasn't there. I had a void in my heart. And I came back. Sean moved out here a couple months later, and we ended up having another daughter, Marin, who she's now 4 years old. Unfortunately, we had to move 4 hours away from my oldest daughter, Mia, so I still wasn't able to see her as much as I wanted to, and it's so painful. I can only see her a couple of times a year. And this whole time, just another pregnancy, more weight, less exercise, more depression, more sadness. And at the beginning of this year, I had the opportunity to start being a stay-at-home mom with Marin, and I didn't want to waste that chance. So I started exercising with some programs I saw on like YouTube, or some 30-day challenges that I would find on the internet, and it was good. I started eating a little bit better. I quit smoking, but I'd cheat here and there. But it wasn't really like giving me what I needed, which was some really hardcore attention to my body. So I borrowed Insanity from a friend. I had heard good things about it. I saw the infomercials, and it looked really hard, but I knew that I needed to do something drastic to wake me up. So if you can imagine somebody almost 300 pounds starting Insanity, it's pretty insane. But I had this drive in me that I needed to accomplish something in my life for the first time and see it through to the end and feel good about it and be proud of myself. And I did it. I did Insanity every day, and I started to fall in love with with Shaun T and his motivation and the fact that he would look at you through the screen and look in your eyes and say, you can do it. And I felt like he believed in me. So I did it every day. And I heard about it, about Shakeology on the DVD. So I went and I did some research on it, and I saw nothing bad, and I was like, well, I got to figure out what this Shakeology stuff is and how I can get it. And that's how I came across one of Leslie's posts on a work-from-home site about Beachbody Coaching and Shakeology. And I saw it, and it was like a light from heaven shining on my computer, because it was like the angel started singing, and I was like, this is exactly what I need. So I sent her a message on her Facebook page, and I'm sure totally freaked her out, because I was like, hey, I'm so excited, I want to do this. And she responded, and she said, okay, here's all you have to do. And the problem was I didn't even have $39.95. We were so broke. So I called my mom, and I said, Mom, I really need this. I want to do this. Can you please lend me the money? And she lent it to me, and I've since paid her back. But I have to tell you that was the best decision, bar none, that I've ever made, because that $39.95, not only did it help me become a coach, but it solidified this passion that I felt brewing inside of me, and that was to help people who were in the same place that I felt I was. And that fee is so negligible in comparison to the idea that I could help even one person to find their way out of that darkness. It didn't even, like that, it could have been $1,000 and it would totally still be worth it. So I became a coach, and I hit Emerald in November, early November, and that was very exciting. I finished Insanity in August, and I lost 40 pounds, numerous inches. I lost track. I was so proud of myself. I couldn't stop telling everybody and anybody that I knew about it. And this past month, in November, I managed to make enough money. I managed to make enough to be able to see my daughter, Mia, for Christmas. And I'm sorry. I don't know if I would have been able to do that if it wasn't for Beachbody and coaching, because we're one income family, and now that I can help, I can do these things. I can help provide. I can see my daughter when I only get to see her a couple of times a year. And this one time, if I didn't get to see her this holiday, it would have been the first time in her life that I wasn't there for Christmas. So it's very emotional for me. I'm sorry. And it's just so amazing. I can't believe that I didn't know about it before. I wish I had, but now that I do, I wouldn't change it for anything in the world.
Awesome.
Sorry. I told myself I wasn't going to cry, but oh well.
Well, it doesn't always go as you planned.
Yeah.
But that's what makes it real. And that's what makes it, this is our lives and what we do, and helping other people change their lives. I mean, that has to all come from within and changing your own life first. And it's kind of cool.
Very cool.
So proud of you. I can't wait to see what December and January do. It's only going to get more exciting in this business as we continue to grow. So thank you for sharing, Carolyn. Loved it. Favorite call ever so far. All right, so let's recap here, and I'll let you guys get on with your Monday night. You do not need to be an expert or a personal trainer, a nutritionist, or anything like that to be a Beachbody coach. You just have to want to be a support person, to be there, help support, inspire, encourage someone else to keep going on their journey when they're thinking about quitting. You guys have to be able to rally each other. And you can build this business in 30 to 60 minutes a day, minimum, especially if you're already plugged into social media. We could teach you the rest, I promise. And I think one thing that I love most about this business is that Beachbody, the coaches, we're the frontline responders. Most people have to see one of those infomercials several times before they're ever ready to commit and to purchase. But perhaps seeing your results or hearing that you're doing it and they could do it right along with you might be just the motivation your friends and family need to get going on a healthier lifestyle. So Beachbody has an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. They're highly reputable and used by celebrities. You'll also occasionally see our celebrity trainers like Shaun T or Tony Horton on shows like Dr. Oz, The Today Show, you name it. They have really great brand awareness. So as a coach, you get 3 websites, an online back office, plus you can earn 25% of all sales. You can choose to grow this as a business or just get the discount, like I mentioned. Should you decide to build a team of coaches doing exactly what you're doing, you can receive Team Cycle bonus, Shakeology leads, and more. You can save 25% off of all products, and the savings on Shakeology or purchasing a program several times a year really can add up. Plus the support is great. You can plug into team calls, free trainings, webinars, and more. Plus there are tons of resources in your coach online office as well as your own upline to help you get going. And one of the things I enjoy about this business, no home parties. Some business models are built on that, but ours really is not. So you get to stay home with your family in the evenings, no worrying about packing up and going to parties. The startup fee is $39.95, but definitely ask your coach how to get that waived. There is a $15.95 per month of website fee. However, that doesn't start until your second month. It includes your 3 websites, your online back office, Success on Demand, and more. And if this doesn't work out for you, you just decide this isn't the right fit, that's okay. There are no obligations or penalties to quit at any time. So if you guys have questions, and I'm sure you do, I know I did, definitely chat with your coach. Find out if this opportunity might be right for you. All I'll say, though, is this business is about to blow up. P90X3 releases tomorrow. We are on the cusp of a new year and many more new programs coming out. This company continues to grow by leaps and bounds each year. So if you've always wondered what it would be like to have a job in health and fitness or to help impact someone else's life, this is your chance. So thank you guys for hopping on. Thank you, Carolyn, so much for opening up and sharing that story. I know it's not easy. I've shared mine so many times now. I feel like all I'll say is it gets easier every time you do it. So thank you guys. Everyone have a great night. Bye-bye.
Bye.